The Quran, regarded as the final revelation to humanity, is not only a book of laws and guidance, but a profound source of spiritual enlightenment. For centuries, Sufis, those who follow the mystical path of Islam, have found deeper meanings within its verses, exploring the very essence of spirituality. Today, we'll delve into how the Quran guides us on a spiritual path and how Sufi insights enhance our understanding of this journey toward closeness with the divine.
The Quran speaks directly to our hearts and souls. It's more than a set of rules. It's a divine map that leads us on a path of personal and spiritual growth. In Surah Al-Baqarah 2:2, Allah tells us that the Quran is guidance for the righteous, offering a roadmap to understanding our purpose in this world. Similarly, Surah Ash-Shams 9:9 speaks of the purification of the soul, which is a central theme in Sufi practice. For Sufis, the Quran is not just a book of rules to follow. It is a treasure trove of mystical wisdom, revealing the hidden truths of existence. Sufis believe that through the Quran's spiritual messages, one can attain higher consciousness and inner peace. They view the verses as more than just words. They are a pathway to the divine, a guide to perfecting the soul and experiencing the eternal love of Allah.
The Quran frequently mentions the soul and its journey. In Surah At-Takwir, verse 81-9, the Quran speaks of the soul's final transformation, and in Surah Al-Qiyamah, verse 75-2, it describes the soul's awakening on the Day of Judgment. The Quran teaches us that the soul is a precious entity, capable of both good and evil, and it must undergo a process of purification to align with the divine will. In Sufi tradition, the soul is seen as having multiple stages of development. The first stage, Nafs al-Ammara, represents the soul that commands us towards wrongdoing. Then comes Nafs al-Lawama, the soul that feels remorse for its actions. Finally, there is Nafs al-Mutmainna, the tranquil soul that finds peace in the divine presence. These stages mirror the journey the Quran sets forth, a journey of inner struggle, purification, and ultimately union with Allah.
One of the key concepts in the Quran is the idea of tazkiyah, or purification. In Surah Ash-Shams 91, verses 9-10, Allah says that the soul is either purified or corrupted depending on the choices we make. The process of purification is not just external, it is internal, requiring a transformation of our hearts, thoughts, and actions. Sufism places great emphasis on this idea of self-purification. Through practices like dhikr, the remembrance of Allah, meditation, and self-reflection, Sufis seek to purify their hearts and cleanse their souls. The Quran and Sufi teachings both remind us that purification is a lifelong journey, and it is through these acts of spiritual devotion that we draw closer to Allah. At the heart of both the Quran and Sufism is love. The Quran speaks of Allah's love for His creation and calls upon us to love Him in return. In Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:54, Allah promises His love to those who strive in His path, and in Surah Al-Baqarah 2:65, He reminds us that He is the most beloved to us. For Sufis, love is the central force of the spiritual journey. The famous Sufi poet Rumi described love as the flame that burns away the impurities of the soul, guiding it toward the divine. Sufi teachings emphasize that the highest form of love is the love of Allah, a love that transcends all worldly attachments and leads to spiritual enlightenment. This love is not just an emotion, but a powerful force that transforms the soul, making it a vessel for divine light. In the Quran, the heart is not just a physical organ. It is the seat of understanding, wisdom, and spiritual perception. Surah 22:46 tells us that it is the heart that is capable of reflecting on the signs of Allah. Without a purified heart, one cannot truly comprehend the message of the Quran.
Sufis believe that the heart is the spiritual center of our being. Through spiritual practices like dhikr, Sufis work to open and purify the heart, allowing it to connect with the divine. It is through the heart that a person experiences the presence of Allah, and it is the heart that leads one toward the ultimate spiritual goal, union with the divine.
The Quran describes the ultimate goal of the believer as being the closeness to Allah in the afterlife. Surah Al-Fajr 89, 27-30 speaks of the soul's journey to its ultimate destination, returning to the divine in a state of peace. Surah Al-Waqiyah 56, 88-90 describes the ultimate reward of the righteous, eternal closeness to Allah, a reward that far exceeds any earthly pleasures. Sufism teaches that the ultimate goal is not just the afterlife, but union with Allah in this life as well. Through the practice of fana, self-annihilation, a Sufi seeks to dissolve the ego and become one with the divine presence. This union is not physical but spiritual, a deep, mystical connection with Allah that transcends time and space.
In summary, the Quran offers a profound spiritual path, one that guides us toward the purification of the soul, the cultivation of love, and the ultimate goal of union with the divine. Sufism deepens our understanding of this path, offering mystical insights and practices that help us align our hearts and souls with Allah's will. Through the Quran and Sufi wisdom, we can embark on a journey toward true spiritual enlightenment, one that leads to peace, love, and eternal closeness with Allah.